back to another tutorial on Advanced Excel. Excel is one of the widely used tools for analysis and visualization of data. Visualization in Excel is done through charts and graphs. Excel 2016 has been updated with new charts that will enable improved visualization, which in turn will help in informed decision making. My name is Trisha Jagtiani, and in this tutorial, I will take you through two new charts which is used to display hierarchical data in Excel. And those are TreeMap Chart and the Sunburst chart. While both these charts are used to represent the same information, the visual representation of both charts are different. So let's start with the TreeMap chart. TreeMap chart displays hierarchical data in a tree-like structure where data is organized as branches and sub-branches. So before we start, I would like to remind you again, in order to use the tree map or the Sunburst chart, which are the two hierarchical charts, you should have Office 2016 or higher version. And you can also use Office 365 version in order to use the hierarchical chart. So to start with the TreeMap chart, we will first look at our example sheet here. The data on the example sheet contains the sales information where I have the sales or the revenue earned in each region given to me. Also, under each region, the customer name is mentioned, and under the customer name, I have the total sales done for that particular customer is being mentioned here. Now, why do I call this a hierarchy is because I have the first branch, which is the region. Under that region, I am seeing the different customers that are placed in those regions or from where these sales have been done and the total amount that have been earned from those customers. So the first level that I can see is the region. The second level that I can see is the customer, and this is the total sales. This is the amount that I have to plot on the TreeMap chart. In order to start with the TreeMap chart, I will keep my cursor anywhere on the database, go on to the Insert tab, and under this chart group, I can easily identify the TreeMap chart. If you click on these icon that you can see here, it says Insert Hierarchical Chart, and there are two options here, TreeMap and the Sunburst. If you're not comfortable with this, you can always click on this small box next to the chart group. Once you do that, your Insert Chart dialog box opens up. Because we have the 2016 version, which is over and above 2013 version, we can see the recommended charts. I had mentioned to you in the previous videos that if you have 2013 or higher versions, the recommended charts option will automatically pop up in the Insert Chart dialog box. Under the recommended charts, you can easily identify that the first chart is the TreeMap chart. You can also pick up the TreeMap chart by going on to the All Charts if it is not showing in the recommended charts, and then click on the TreeMap from the options given here. Once you do that, you can click on OK, and the TreeMap chart will get added to your Excel sheet. Now, the first and the foremost, for any chart to be displayed, we will first add the chart title. So I'm going to select the chart title and add the sales information or just the sales data on the list. Now, this is the kind of chart that you can show under the TreeMap. You can easily see that each region is shown on the top, and under that region, the names of the customers are given you. Like any other chart, you can also add the data labels on this chart. Why the data labels? Because while I can see the customer names, I cannot see the total sales done by each customer. You can see that if you keep the cursor on any of the customer names, it automatically pops up the value. And if you see, as per the value, the boxes are getting a little bigger or smaller. However, that doesn't help. I would want to add a data label so that it is easily available to me and I am able to see the exact information that I want. But if I click on this plus sign here, I can see that the data labels are always already added. What does that mean? The data labels have been added for the names of the customers, but not the total sales. So what I need to do is I will have to go on to the more data label options by clicking on this arrow key. Under the more data label option, I will select the values, which will add the value, which is the total sales number, to the data labels. And this is how I can create my normal TreeMap chart. However, let's assume that I had one more level to be added in this case, where I'm adding a year to this list. If I had a year and I'm trying to add 2017 to a list and then trying to show that on the TreeMap chart, it will not be very, very useful. So let's say this is 2017, this is 2018. I'm just copying some data and pasting it again so that I can show more information on this, more hierarchies on this. So then this is 2019. I'm going to delete this and try to create a new TreeMap chart with the new data that I have here. I'll go on to insert, I click on the TreeMap chart and it takes the data and shows me the levels under each branches. Now the first branch is 2017, 2018, 2019. Your east-west is nowhere visible in this. It has been hidden somewhere. Now what happens is because you have multiple branches to be shown here, it becomes very, very difficult inside the TreeMap chart because then it doesn't show the multiple branches here. It is not very useful when it comes to a multiple branch. If you have one branch or two and one sub branch, TreeMap chart is the best in that case. What do you do in such a scenario? In such a scenario, it would be very, very useful if you start or if you try to use the Sunburst chart. So now we will look at the Sunburst chart, which is the another chart used to represent the hierarchical data. The difference between both the chart is that the structure is different. Where the TreeMap chart represents hierarchical data in rectangular boxes, Sunburst chart uses multiple circles to represent hierarchies. Let's look at how does a Sunburst chart look like. So if you want to create a Sunburst chart, I go on to the insert, selecting this database, and then go on to the hierarchical data. The next one is the Sunburst chart. I select the Sunburst chart and you can see that the Sunburst chart is showing all the different levels of hierarchies that you have here. Each level of hierarchy is represented by a circle or a ring. The innermost circle represents the top of the hierarchy, which is in our case is the year. And the outermost circle or the ring represents the bottom of the hierarchy, which in our case is the customer. So it's as simple as that because Sunburst can be used for multiple hierarchies that you have, while you can use your TreeMap chart to show the hierarchy in the when you have only single hierarchy. So it becomes very simple to understand that way. Now here also you can start adding your data labels to make it look even better. So like I said, your data label is already there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the values and going on to the more data label option, and I'm able to add the values in this list. And I can see the values that is being added onto the list now. More formatting options are available. If you go on to the format option on the top, you know that you can pick up any fill options which you have seen in the previous chart tutorials that we had seen, where you can format as per your requirement. But there are other chart designs that you can pick up from in your list in order to get the correct or the desired information shown in a particular format. So it becomes very, very simple for you to look at it. One thing you have to remember, because you're showing all the hierarchies inside the chart, you do not need the legends at all. So even if any of the chart design automatically adds legends, Please remove those legend from the list. Now that you have already seen the difference between the Sunburst and the hierarchy and the TreeMap chart, I'm going to come back to the TreeMap chart and show you a couple of more things that you can do with the TreeMap chart. While you can easily see, like I already mentioned, that you can only have one branch, it would be simpler to read in the TreeMap chart. You can also format the TreeMap chart in order to show your information in a better way. Now, what is that you can do in this case? A couple of things. One is where you can show your heading, which is your first part of the hierarchy, in the banner. So that this part, which you can see west, south, north, and east, goes as a banner on the top. For doing that, I will go onto my chart and then right click on the Format Data Series, and the Format Data Series option will open up on the right. The last option that you can see, which is series option, under that I will select either I want the heading to be shown, that is the hierarchy heading to be shown, or to be overlapping. The overlapping means it stays inside the names of the customer. So if you look properly, you will see that each region is shown in different colors. The first one is the west region, which one is yellow. The second one is gray. The third is orange, and the fourth is blue. All the four are different colors in four different regions. Now, if you look at the names of the region, is also shown in the same color and in this one of these boxes, which is not very useful. You can see it, but it is not very uh, visible, or it is not distinctly visible. In order to do that, you can always click on banner, which will show your region names, which is the first level of the hierarchy in the banners. This will make it distinctly visible to anyone who is looking at this data. Again, going back, I'm going to remove the legends because I do not need this legends to be shown, as I'm already showing it inside the chart. So this is how your data can be shown in a hierarchies when you have information to be shown in hierarchies. It will become very, very simple for you to look at this information and accordingly take the decision depending on what level of data that you have given in the dashboard. Hope you found this video useful. Thank you for watching, and keep watching more videos on charts.